Hello viewers, it's Super GT here. Welcome to corner cutting challenge number 5, where I attempt to be as much of a noob as possible this time around Circuit de Francorchamps. So this one has been recommended to me by quite a lot of people. Now we all know there are a lot of opportunities for extending, but also around the final chicane as well there is a lot of opportunity for cutting, where you can gain a lot of time. Now this is going to be my fast clean lap, so for those of you who don't know what I do in this series, I set a clean fast lap, so staying within the white lines wherever possible, just as long as I don't get a dirty lap marker on the top right of the screen, then it's alright. Then after that I will set a dirty lap where I cut everything as much as possible. As long as it gains me time in any shape or form, I will cut it or I will extend it, and then we can compare the two times and you can see exactly how much time you can gain around each track. So this is my fast lap here into Rivage, a very tricky turn to get right, going for a late apex, moving back over to the right hand side for the left down the hill towards Pouon, so just keeping two wheels on the track there. Now this corner, Pouon here, very tricky one to get right. You have to go in very early, just hook up with the apex, be very patient and get on the throttle, and it is the throttle which should power you out to the right hand side there. Moving back over to the left for the Lefania chicane, and then just going for a late apex on the first apex, and then coming in for a mid apex on the second part of the corner. Moving over to the left for Stavolo, we have Stavolo turns here, going for a mid apex, taking the curb on the exit. Now this corner is really quite crucial, but also very difficult. You can go two wheels onto that curb, but just watch out because it can throw you round if you're not careful, especially if you get your two wheels on the edge of the curb. Now coming up into Blanchimont, very tricky turn to get right. Just going very early, I think that is that seems to get the best results from me anyway. Then looking at the left hand side for a couple of brake markers, going into the chicane at the end of the lap. This is where you can cut quite a lot of time out of the lap. This time we're going to do it cleanly, and then approaching the line, the lap time is going to be 2:17.98. Now that was with a flying lap run up to the line, so it wasn't a standing start. So we are going to do rolling starts from our both our runs here. So there is confirmation of the faster lap, 2:17.98. I think I can go quite a lot quicker than that, but we will see right now exactly how much quicker we can go. So this lap here is going to be my recon lap, as I like to call it, for the corner cutting. Now the first one, you can't really cut that, but you can extend by quite a lot. Now of course by extending you get on the throttle a lot earlier, and you gain acceleration basically down this straight. Now into Eau Rouge is the exit where you're going to gain time. You can carry so much speed through the turn and then just go flying across, almost going into the barrier there on the exit of Eau Rouge. But you can see exactly the line you can take. You can carry so much speed through the turn, and then into the Lacombe chicane. I'm not sure if cutting here is that quick. That throws you off, so perhaps a slight cut might suffice through there, and again through there is kind of it throws you off a little bit. Sometimes it's best not to cut. Well, I mean, it's always best not to cut. I mean, the whole idea of racing is that you're meant to stay on the track. But of course, for the benefits of this challenge, I mean, it's sometimes better not to cut because the grass just throws you off completely. Extending on the exit of that turn into Pouon. Now this is a tricky one. I'm not sure if it is best to extend here. If you make a mistake, then yeah, go wide, but you're just driving wide forever, and I don't know if that is quicker. I really don't know if that is quicker. I don't think you save much time. If you do save time, I don't think it's much, so it probably isn't really worth doing. Through Lefania chicane, just the normal line, really no point in cutting that. You're not going to gain any time at all. Through Stavolo as well, same thing applies. There's no time to be gained. Perhaps on the exit there on the curb you can get a wider run, getting four wheels off the track, and again here you can extend that one quite a lot. And sometimes you do have to back off the throttle through that turn, so sometimes it's better not to do that. Now into Blanchimont, extending on the entry, extending on the exit, just keeping it flat out through there. Now into the final chicane, I can actually extend the entry. I'm not sure how much you can cut this first bit, but then that second bit is where you can gain a lot of time, just cutting off entirely that second apex of this turn. So this is going to be our fast lap here, fast corner cutting lap. Let's see what we can do. We just did a 2:19, which is actually slower than our normal lap, but that was from a standing start, and we did have a couple of offs from the grass. But through turn 1, extending into Eau Rouge, extending the entry on the curb, just going straight across there. A lot better line through there that time than on the recon lap. Up the Kemmel straight, and I think through Lake Hume we're not going to bother cutting too much because it's just going to throw the car off and you're ending up losing more time. Braking at the end of the curb on the entry, just going to keep it on the tarmac through here. I think that is the quickest way, getting over to the left before the right, getting 2 wheels over the artificial stuff there, into Rivage, braking pretty much on the end of the curb, going quite wide though as a result, and then cutting back for a late apex, and then no need to extend there onto the left-hander. You can get 2 wheels on the curb. On the exit you can extend ever so slightly there, and then we are down the hill coming towards Pouhon. Now it's the decision I have to make here. Do I bother with extending? I do a little bit, but I don't want to go as wide as I did last time. So coming back onto the track, still on full power. So I think that was probably the best line I could have taken through there without losing too much time. And then through Lacombe, they're going for a late apex, and then cutting back for a mid apex on the second turn. That's got me through there nicely. Not much time to be gained through here by corner cutting or extending, perhaps on this curb only, as we mentioned on the previous lap, on the entry to this turn, and then on the exit extending once again, coming back onto the track though. So the main time differentiator is coming up now though. We do have the Fearsome Blanchimont where we're going to gain maybe a few tenths by extending on the entry and on the exit, but then it's the final chicane where I am going to gain the most time. So extending the entry, I don't manage to cut the first apex. I reckon there is a quicker way, but with these kind of cuts, it's a risk versus reward kind of game. So you could go flying across there and hope for the best that you're going to just miss the tyre walls, but in the end we are going to have a quick look at the lap times. So Spa is well known for that final chicane especially. I think most of the time, most of the corners, people typically stay on the circuit as much as possible. I think Eau Rouge is another bad one. Eau Rouge, people cut the top of that, and it's the final chicane as well. I think those two are the ones where you're going to see the most cutting, or pretty much on every race you'll see cutting there. So the clean lap was a 2:17.98, the dirty was a 2:15.71 for a difference of 2.2, which is slightly less actually than all of the previous challenges. Le Mans and Monza were 2.6 each, Top Gear was 3 seconds, and Yas Marina was 9.2. So as it stands, Spa is actually the least. Now I could have cut that final chicane a bit better, but on the whole I don't think there's a huge amount more time I could have gained there. Perhaps a couple more attempts, but then again I could have done that on the other tracks as well. But that's going to bring a close to the video. Let me know your thoughts. Let me know any suggestions for more tracks to try this challenge on, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thanks for watching. Goodbye.